Hello everyone, this is Yodalf and welcome to this wet farm tutorial. Before I begin, I would like to cover a few things. This farm is using multiple Trojan killers that are from Navinexus. Go watch his videos about Trojan killers. Mine are merely copies of them. This farm also uses a discovery from the old guy regarding fast spawning raids. That we called insta-killed in previous video. This farm will use 7 villages, but you don't have to build 7 if you don't want to. You can stop at any point. If you only want 1, go watch the old guide videos. Don't build this, it's way too complicated for only 1 village. But if you have more than 1, this becomes quite good. With 3 village, as an example, with 3 village you will get 7,000 emerald per hour, and with 7 village you will get 15,000. I would like also to thank Alan from the TechRod Discord that helped me a lot about a redstone contraption that we tried to do. There will be a link in the video description to a world download of his contraption that is actually quite good. First, we're going to talk location because it will avoid you a lot of work. What you need is an outpost with a nice flat area near around it, like this one. What you don't want is an outpost in the mountain or with large mountains around it. If you have mountains around it and you still want to build this, you will have to remove the mountain or put leaves all over it. So yeah, find an outpost with a flat area. Next, we are going to talk about spawning spots. You see this outpost is across 4 chunks, this one, this one, this one, and this one, because the banners are in another chunk from the main outpost here and there. So this means that this outpost has 4 spawning spots. What you will need for this farm is 2. You can obviously build it with only 1 spawning spot, but it will be a bit slower. You will have less rates. So how do we find the spawning spot? If you have already built one, you already know that, but I'm going to explain it anyway. What you are going to do is put glass panes at head height or on the top floor. There. Kill those guys. There's one here too. Okay, get away for a bit and wait. They're spawning here. Okay, we have one spawning here, so that's enough. We are going to take our map and look at the north. So the north is always the top of the map, and this is the north. The mobs will spawn on the northwest corner of the block, so this means that they actually spawn on this block. So take a block to find it and remove all of that. So I've changed the spawning spot by a gold block, and once you have removed everything, we are going to see a bit clearer. So there is another spawning spot here, right on this line to the chunk border. You will have another one here, you see, on the chunk, and the last one will be this one. So to prevent, we are going to use these two because they are closer from the chunk border. What we are going to do next is block the 2 spawning spots that we don't want. If we have 4, if you have 2, no need to do anything. So we're just going to remove this and place leaf block here and go here and remove the floor until you hit dirt, place a leaf block here, and that's done. You don't have to remove the outpost or anything. Next, we are going to go 4 blocks higher. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we are going to build our trident killer. So remember, this is north, which means that if I place a glass block at head height, here and there, when the mobs spawn in this corner, it will be pushed right down. So we are going to build a little platform here to build our trident killer. And we are going to make observer, 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 and then piston, 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 and piston, and torch on the side of the pistons. There you go. So then we are going to need a lever to just make it stop and put solid block there so that the mobs don't escape, and a glass block here, but not on the gold blocks. And do the same thing on the other blocks. Actually, since 1.14 you need to actually cover the glass with carpet to enable spawn again. If you have trees in your chunk where your spawning spots are, you need to remove the trees and remove the leaves. If you have ice, you need to remove the ice. The best way to ensure the best rates for this would be to actually make a roof of solid blocks of the total chunks. So these 2 chunks for this farm. Once we have our trident killer, we're going to find where to place our AFK platform. So what we're going to do is make a line between the 2 spawning spots and get in the middle, which is this block, and go 18 blocks higher. So yeah, 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. And 49 block in this direction. Again, this is with 4 spawning spots. If you have 4 spawning spots, you want to go to get away from the chunk where your spawning spots are. If you have 2, you will be like 1 block or 2 block in each direction, which won't change much. So yeah, 49 block in that direction, so that's, let me just do it. Yeah. Once we have our AFK spot, we are going to make a diagonal in direction to the outpost, so this way. Each color represents a village, which means that in each of these spots you will be in the corner of a village. What you want to do next is build yourself a little scaffolding platform and put repeaters on 4 ticks behind the spots, and a few blocks. Temporary block there. This will just help us place the observer, and observer looking down. That way. And that way. Then remove all the blocks and put powered rails. Oh, what did I do there? Okay. Put powered rails here. Then solid blocks. Yeah. Okay. Then grab your rails, put one here, a few powered rails here with lever, and then do this, and complete the runaway, yeah, like that. And now grab your bells, or anything. Actually, you can really put anything, and if you put a bell there, you will see only this block will power. Okay, remove all but one bells, and that's your AFK platform done. We will add leaves later on to prevent raids from spawning there, but for now that's all done. What we are going to do next is find where to place our villages. So we are going to go from the furthest away spot and count 12 from the spot, not from the rail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and go 31 block in that direction, and then 31 in that direction. So that's the head of our first village. So we will have the first village there, second here, and I think I'm missing. Yeah. So this will be our villages. What you need to do next is create yourself a little platform, just like so, with a railway going down to the level of your observers, because you will put bells there. Oh, I forgot, you need to place a bed first, okay, and a bell for the first village. Now we are going to go further, 64 block away from the red spot. This is 64 away from the red spot, and each village has its own color. So, and then you are going to create a little cell with a lot of villager, because there is some changes in 1.13 and you actually need a lot of villagers because it's a bit random and derpy. So what we're going to do now is bring a villager to create our first village. The first village you can place rail and you will need to remove them afterwards. So we're just going to send him up there to create the first village. Free him. I'm doing this. Okay, he linked. So I'm doing this at night because it's easier. You can do it during daytime, but it will be very painful. So because I will roam around and just be a pain to deal with. So encase him in leaves. That way he's stuck in there and actually can't go out. And now we are going to bring another village to link the bell. It's very important that we link the bell because the bell was just picked up. Okay, so you will most likely need. I've never seen that before. You will most likely need another villager to link the bell, and we don't actually need that villager. It's just for bell. And now we are going to create our second village. So to do so, what you're going to do is create a little box of 8 by 2 by 4 of solid blocks. You will see in a moment just why. And we're going to place our 32 beds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we are going to do that 4 times to get 32 beds because you need 32 empty beds to create a new village. This will just saturate the raid village with empty bed so that the 33rd bed that we place create a new village. So once you have placed your 32 bed, you are going to create a new village by just placing a new bed, then place the bell and go over there. You will need to remove the few rails so that you can actually make the villager stop on the orange block until it links. Push him a little, be careful. Okay, he linked to the new village, and we are going to send him. Now we will stop the villager right next to the bell to give him a chance to link, because if you send him right away, he will not link to the bell and it will just be annoying. So yeah, sometimes they don't pick up the bell, but if you replace the bell, that most likely it works. It's a bit POI and stuff with villagers. Send the villager up. Yeah, it's daytime, so he will not go to bed, so just cheat a little bit. There. So now that we have our second village, we are going to create our third village. So to do so, we are going to do almost the same thing. So we are going to need an 8 longer block strip. 5, 6, 7, 8. And so we're going to place 32 beds again to saturate the orange village. The position of the bed are very important, so you need to do it almost block by block like me. You can place them differently, but place them like me and you'll be almost sure to get the right layout. So take your yellow bed for your new village, place it there, and the bell. It's very repetitive from now on, but sometimes it's getting bad on Derpy, so I'm going to try to show you what's going on when it doesn't work very well and how to fix it. Okay, I should really place more powered rail there. Okay, so get your villager. Oh, he linked. And send him. Oh, he linked again, and that's bad. So you see, he linked to the orange bell, which is not what we want, because we want him to actually link to the yellow village. And when this happens, you will actually need to remove all the beds, the yellow and all the orange bed, like all the bed from the previous village. Not all the bed, all of them, but just the one from the previous village and the bell from the last village. So here, the yellow one. Don't touch the orange bell. And you are just going to replace the beds. This is to clear out all the unclaimed POI and replace them, because the villager actually claimed one of this bed. So that means that the orange village doesn't have any more 32 empty bed, and the village won't be created, the new village won't be created. So you need to remove all those beds and replace them. It's a bit random. When the villager is outside of its village, it tends to want to change and to switch village. So sometimes it does that. The timer is random, so it's a bit annoying, but yeah. It's trouble. That's why you need a lot of villagers there. Because when this happens a lot, you don't want to leave the area, and you don't want to unload the area. So now get your new villager. Hopefully this one will work. Okay. Oh, he linked quickly. Send him. Don't unlink, please. Oh, he linked to the yellow bell, and okay, now we can send him up. And he should go to bed, to the yellow bed. That's it for your third village, and I'm going to show you now the layout for all the beds. Place your bed like so to stack your 7 villages, and once you're done, and it will take you a lot of time, finish to encase your village leaves. Be very careful to not click on a bed, otherwise you will have to restart again. I removed the top leaves to show you the color of the beds and everything, so you should not have to do that, but so, and you can actually remove all the beds and the railway. Keep one villager. You'll need one more. Maybe you can bring him over. I'm going to do it in creative. You'll need to send one more up, very high up, in just a few minutes. So maybe just keep one here to have him. Right here, it doesn't matter if he links to a village, because we will make him unlink to another one. So I removed everything. Again, in survival, you are going to want to keep one villager here, because we need one last villager. So for the next step, you're going to locate your middle villager village. Your middle village is this one. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and go actually 76 blocks high from the top of your leaves. So like so. I placed the block myself, so 76 block. We are going to make our last village. This one should be very easy. In survival, you probably want to make a bubble column to move your villager up. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. If you move your villager up from down, it will like unlink from the village its link, because you will be outside of its village and will link to this one. So remove the blocks. Again, wait for night time for the villager to go to bed, and encase him in leaves. This will be our dump village. The next thing we are going to do is actually the last thing. It's the spawning platform. So from the top of the leaves, where you have your last village, we are going to go 18 blocks higher and mark the spot in diagonal. Then what we are going to do to see where we can actually put the platform is go to the outpost and go from the edge of the chunk where your spawning spots are. So here for this case, but if it was in there, it would be this this chunk border. Go high up and go 4 chunks out. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the chunk border, put a mark. Yeah, either put a line of blocks or mark it to see where it is. And you don't want your spawning platform in here, because when the mobs spawn in here, they will actually take the mob cap for the captain, and you won't get any more captains. So you need to put the spawning platform in here. The other thing you need to do is, if you're on a realm, or if your simulation distance is 4, you need to map out the simulation distance from the AFK platform. So we are going to go on the furthest away chunk where your AFK platform is, and this is this corner. Then we go 4 chunk out in this direction and do this kind of pattern. We don't want our spawning platform in this area outside of the simulation distance either, otherwise the mob will spawn there and never leave the village and your farm will stop. So that leaves us with a little bit of space. Then what we are going to do is go from the blocks representing the center of the village, 8 blocks out, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 in every direction, but only for the extremities. And this would be the maximum, how do I put that, the extremities of your spawning platform. You don't have to put it that large, but if you can, it would ensure every wave to spawn. The game does a lot of attempts to spawn a wave, so you don't have to put it that big, and in fact we are not going to do something weird like that. What we are going to do is actually stop there and keep the markings, because there is something else that we need to do once we have done the platform. So it's 8 block, 8 block, so we are going to join that and make a little wall. So this will be the wall of our platform. You need to make 2 block wide wall, otherwise mobs will spawn mid-air, because, well, why not? So that's 8 out, and let's say we're going to go maybe 9 this way. Yeah, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that enough? Maybe. Let's see. Or this will be the wall anyway, because we still want that kind of platform, so maybe we should map out that like that. This will really depend on where your spawning spots are, because everything depends on where your spawning spots are when you're at that point in the making of this farm. So we want to make a wall like that. Then we have to handle water, so maybe we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's say 10. So this, and put like a solid wall here, because we need to split the platform in 2 to get 2 trident killers, and do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How does that look? Oh, that's pretty good actually. We're almost at the edge. So let me do that real quick and show you what it looks like. So there it is. As you can see, I've already done the water here. Don't worry too much about the size of the platform compared to where the extremities are. If you have only like half of it, like for this village, it will be way more than enough to have all the raiders in. So for the water, what I usually do is place a sign there and there, then go in the corner and put water here, skip a block, put water there, skip a block, put water there, and all the mob will be pushed. Okay, so 5 tall wall, too deep, because if it's only one, mobs might get pushed when they spawn and they will just fall down and maybe even kill your villager if you are unlucky. So I have only put one. Okay, so cover the top in leaves. You can remove that marking now. And yeah, I need to double the wall here. Now you must have cut your little markings, and what you need to do is extend leaves to that block. This is done to prevent mobs from spawning on the ground, because the game might select this spot down here to spawn if you don't put leaves. If you put leaves, it will select the spot here and eventually even spawn in there. So that's just how the algorithm to spawn raid waves is. It selects a spot and then randomly choose a spot around it. So we need to force the game to spawn the wave at this height. So I'm just going to go all the way because why not? And you can actually remove all that block and eventually replace what is missing, double up the wall, and next the trident killers. So it should look a bit like that. It's not symmetrical, it's not very pretty, but it works. So for the next step, we're going to make the trident killers. I will leave it to you, the storage and system. Just 1 hour AFK on this farm will produce about 90, yeah, that's right, 90 double chest of unstackable items. So yeah, don't go cheap on your storage system, otherwise you just lose loot. So we are going to go down to this level. And just bring the side down, and we are going to double them for on 5 blocks tall. We are going to do the corners too, because sometimes they glitch out in the corners, especially the Revengers, and just annoying beasts. Okay, the corners, and just to that. We are going to do exactly the same on the other side afterwards. Just double the wall for at least 5 tall. No, I didn't. Yeah. So just do that. Grab your pistons and your observers. So again, this is a design from Navinexus. Not sure actually I've said that before, but yeah, it's Navinexus design. If you want to know more about it, just go watch his video. And piston on this side. Actually, we need a torch there, and one there, one there. Maybe grab a lever to just finish to close it up. And actually, well, we're going to develop the walls, because with a lot of mobs, the Ravager tends to escape easily, so. And back up. And don't forget the corners, actually. I've seen them escape through the corner wall falling down, so yeah. You can cover. Raiders should not spawn here, but yeah, you can never be too careful, right? And do the exact same thing on the opposite. I will leave up to you the collection system that should actually go there. I would suggest at least two upper line outside of each chamber to make sure to collect everything, and a lot of double chests if you want to keep everything. So let me just construct that on the other side. Now this is done. I've hooked up the pistons and the two trident killers to just a single lever. For your survival board, you probably need to hook this up to a lever down there. I would suggest sticky piston with a bunch of slime blocks and redstone blocks. You can obviously do it with glass elevators and a bunch of repeaters, but do as you want. Just cover this in leaf to prevent any accident. And that's it. Then you have just to clean up the area to not leave anything like this giant thing. Oh, and before I forget, you need to actually put leaves over those blocks, otherwise you'll have a nasty surprise when you turn on this farm. So yeah, don't forget to put leaves all over those blocks. And actually I've tested it, and you need to remove one rail here to make sure that everything works, and you don't need those. And that's it, that's your complete farm, and it should be working. Thank you for watching. If you have any issue with this farm, please let me know in the comments. If anything doesn't work your way, or if I didn't explain myself properly, please leave a message and tell me what's your issue. Goodbye.